might be afternoon. We always appreciate you for joining our live streams, whether that's from the studio, from the car, casual or professional. It's all about the information at hand. So once again we have Devis joining us. I think a lot of you guys, Devis, say what's up if you want.
Hi everyone, glad to be here
He,
another day, another time.
he could be a very rude dick. He doesn't like to say good morning to people or hellos. So I got to remind him. I'm just joking.
Yes,
But
yeah,
no, but people did tell us that they enjoyed the the duo live stream. So here we go once again. So there's some bullish Bitcoin news that's happening. As you guys know, we have the whole CPI or CIP, freaking rather.
CPI.
Rates went down. Yeah, CPI rates went down. And obviously, our markets seem to have a positive impact on this. Bitcoin's going up. The markets, I think it was at nothing too crazy, but it was around like 29,999, just under 30K. This news came out, then it kind of pumped a few hundred. Always good thing to see. Dev, I don't know if you could read that article there or the title or something, the headlines. What's up, Crypro?
Well, we
Go
just
smash the
have
like button, guys. Go ahead, Dev.
a Cointelegraph Bitcoin price. Sorry. Yes, the CPI, which is the 1 second, gonna pull up the consumer price index that is hit a best percentage than expected, so 5%, which means that we are trending down. Remember that in July last year, if I remember correctly, we hit 9.1%, which was the
Yeah.
highest. So we are heading down, which is a good news. Although we are far from being out of the wood. Probably we never been, but yeah, these are the numbers. So price of Bitcoin actually pumped much before than this new data come inside. So it might have price in much before than the actual news come out.
Yeah.
But yep, this is a slight good news. And again, in my opinion, as long as the normal financial system is crumbling and crypto is going slightly on a rise, is a good news because maybe finally people realize that Bitcoin can be a true solution from the corruption and the fuckery that our actual politicians are doing around the world.
Just want to say hello to some people that are joining us. We got Blue Sleeves is here. Thank you for joining, Blue Sleeves. Obviously, Crypro, thanks for joining. Big we have Adam. Tick tick. This live stream this live stream is paid promotion is brought to you by Skin in the Game. Right, Adam? That's for you. This live stream is brought to you by Skin in the Game. It's people like us who actually invest in crypto projects that we speak about, and not just talk the talk, but walk the walk. But Adam knows what we're talking about. Yeah, look, so I think the best way to really relate to this whole, rate going down or up or whatever, it's like this. It's like, Dev, where are you located? You're in Mallorca, right? Mallorca in
Yeah,
Spain, the island,
on the
right?
Balearic Island, yeah.
How expensive was things before over there to how it is now and all these things? That's
So
the best way to look at it. Like, yeah,
yeah,
go ahead.
exactly. Because inflation go
Smash the
down and
like
down.
buttons. Smash the like buttons, guys. Go
But
ahead.
I feel around society that they don't realize how much the price actually go up. Because I take an example. 7 years ago, when I arrived at the island, I was going grocery with €100, and the whole basket was full. And in today, grocery the €100, it doesn't even fill the half of the basket. So, well, to me, that is the clear data that I have in front of me instead of the numbers that the
Dude.
actual politician give. So I don't really care about the CPI report. I care about
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
how much my €100 is worth today, and is worth 200% less in buying power than 7 years ago.
It's like
That's
the best way to relate it is how does it affect your day-to-day life? Like when I go to the grocery store, bro, it's like I don't know how it gets there, but it's like $450 fucking dollars when it's all said and done. And when I look at it, it's like, okay, well, I see I got some bags full, like I bring it home. Dude, 3 days later I'm out of groceries. And like I don't eat that much, to be honest. So I'm
I
like,
give you
holy shit.
I give you a very clear example. So 7 years ago, a bag of carrots was like 35 cents. Today, 1 kilo of carrots is €140.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying. It's like a cup of coffee right now, dude. It was the same thing. It was like under $1, now it's like $2.20. So that's a good way to judge it. And when people say, "Oh my God, guys, everything's getting so expensive," it's not really that everything is getting so expensive. It's that your dollar is being devalued or your purchasing power is losing. You're losing purchasing power. So what is it? So I'm doing like, look, call me lucky for the people that are joining. Listen to this. Man, I am very blessed. I'll tell you why. A couple of things, right? In today's day and age, the best way to actually earn a lifestyle or a living on how you want to do it. And bro, I got a lot to learn. First of all, I got a lot more ways to go. But from like what I was doing before, which was told from my parents, which was told from my teachers, which was told from government officials, which was told from all of these people you look up to, at least back then, was to do quite the different thing. Which was to what? Go get an education, get in debt with that, go get this piece of paper, and then go find a job, and then get your first home, get married, do all these things, right?
Save
And then
money,
everything will be
save
okay.
money.
And yeah, make money, and everything will be okay. But the problem with that is this: it's very linear. You're taking incremental steps towards actually real freedom. What do I mean? Well, I'm getting in debt early. Number one, I am earning something that depreciates very fast, which is crypto, and my business will only be local. What I'm doing, which is not crypto, which is fiat. Sorry, okay, which is fiat. One could argue crypto has its times too, in the bear market, but it's sporadic and it's the most volatile appreciating asset, right? And I love it. But my point is this: had I done that and I was earning something, this dollar or the salary that actually goes down, just degrades, devalues super fast on purpose, really it does, right? Okay, number one, I'm already screwed. I'm already in debt because I got like 30K, 40K in school stuff. And my job is even worse, not even a business. My job is like literally going to this building and coming back and making like fucking 50K a year, bro. Dude, that is like a sentence to death. Just slow death. And I'll tell you why that is linear. Because now, if you look at what I'm doing, my income is pretty much assets. Number one, so assets always outperform a fiat or money. Okay, this is what I have learned, guys. And like, I remember one day it fucking hit me, bro. Like I knew nothing but real estate too, and appreciating like when people will say, "Oh, don't ever like buy out your home." What you want to do is you want to go on to get a loan from the bank. Assets always outperform the dollar when the house value goes up, right? So, for example, let's just say you got a home that was like I don't know 500K, right? And then you put 10% down on that, okay? So that's what, 50K. So you put 50K down on that. Over time, the house goes up, it goes up, it goes up, it goes up. And then when the value of the house goes up, you sell it. So you use the bank's money. I never really understood that. And when the rise happened over here, so, in the real estate game about 2 years ago, I was like, holy shit, bro. Valuations in homes literally went up like Bitcoin-like gains, where people were able to profit immensely. Like they almost tripled their money on homes, and they only put in like 10%, right? So my point is this: what I was doing now was I was getting assets as my income. Crypto in the bull market, all these things, Bitcoin, Ethereum, some altcoins that did really well for me instead of money that was going down. Okay. Number two, it's a global market. Okay, so now my opportunities are exponentially, I got different options here, there, right? It's just broader, it's a bigger market. Okay, number two. And number three, I was able to transact without intermediates,
Yep.
like banks and all this shit, and fees and this guy and that, all these things. So call me lucky, call me what, but like that's the real business today. Having it global, ideally digital, in my opinion, and making sure that you're collecting a lot more assets than you are paper money. And you can't have paper money sitting there either because it's going to go down too. So money is pretty much like a form of energy. You use that money to go to work to do something for you. You cannot keep it. Whether you want to invest into a business, whether you want to invest into whatever asset, whether you want to, I don't know, invest into your own current business, inventory, whatever it is. You can never hold on to money because you cannot outperform inflation like that. You could, but assets normally do. So what did they do with the real estate market now? Well, they flipped that on our heads. Now they raised the interest rates. Now, new people come to the market now. They can't really afford a home that they could have afforded, like say 2 years ago because of the interest rates. And then now home buyers like, oh fuck, I can't sell this home now after I held it for 3, 4, 5 years for top dollar anymore because people can't afford the interest rates. So what do? The home buyers got to decrease the overall value of the home. So you go from 1 million, that same home is selling for 700K, 600K, right? And even still, some people can't meet that. So that's what I have learned, on why maybe I got lucky, maybe I didn't, feel the pain as much people is because why? I had a global business. I was getting much more assets than I was dollars. And for me, digital is important. Why? Because I could transport that shit like fucking, like if it's fucking air, bro, like paper. It's very light, right? So that's how I look at it too.
No, of course. I mean, going back to what you say, what our parents and our generation actually told us, it's super outdated, that system. You cannot apply it in today's world. You cannot tell your kids to actually, first of all, I have an opinion about school and about what we was indoctrinated from when we was a kid. And it was, to me, I realized, why do I need to actually learn determinate things and not learn how to pay taxes and how the monetary system works? Why you don't teach me that? Why you don't
Yeah,
actually let me know how I can actually move myself in a best way? Why? Because they want you more dumb. They don't want you to disclose the information that you should have, so they can actually control you, and you can actually work in their system and be the slave on society. So that's why in today life, with the technologies that's going at 1,000 miles per hour, we have this politician that first of all, they are more old than anybody could actually drive a car, and they're still driving, they're still pretending to drive a system and a countries in a way that the system was 100 years ago. And we cannot it is unsustainable, that it cannot be any more applied rules that has been applied 20, 30, 40 years ago. Things have changed. The monetary system changed.
yeah,
Technology is fast passing, and we have Bitcoin that has been created in 2009 to solve this problem, to be borderless, to be that you can actually transport it anywhere, anytime. You can actually make a transaction on Sunday, on Monday, whatever, whenever, midnight, in the morning. Now, if you need to do now a bank transfer from here to, I don't know, to you, for example, I need to transfer you the money, what I need,
yeah,
depending how much it is, because if it's a little bit too much, above the limits, they ask you where they come from, why you need to transfer that money to that place, and all these kind of things. And then on top of that, they actually tax you percentages that they are absurd. I'm in Switzerland. I have a bank in Switzerland. I transfer 1,000 euro from Spain, from Switzerland to Spain. They arrive me 975. I go to the bank, ask why you actually take me
yeah,
50,
bro. Bro,
$15. Do you
I went,
actually go to
dude,
Switzerland, take a plane, pay the gasoline, take my money, arrive here? That's their expenses. Now they say, yeah, this is just administrative cost that you need to pay. So this
dude,
is just
listen. I went to the bank the other day because I got afraid. Okay, when all of these fucking American banks are falling, and I know it's a lot more money involved over there. They're dealing with a much more corporations than they are retailers or individuals. Bro, I was like, yo, if banks could fail in America, it's the same fiat system. It's the same fake system where they're, a lot of people think that their money's actually in the bank when it's not. And I'm starting to question. I'm like, yo, dude, I should take some money out just to have cash on me. It wasn't a lot of money. It was a couple grand. And I go to take this thing out, and then the bank is like, oh, this is a lot of money. Let me see if we have enough in our tails.
a lot of
I'm like, whoa, come on, 2 grand here. If the motherfucking banks till, right? It's like you're supposed to have this. I'm not going to a gas station asking to break some change here, But the fucking bank was like, we gotta check to see if we got 2 grand in the bank. And then she went and she asked her manager, and the manager was like, oh yeah, we're okay. Bro, something is wrong. If the bank does not have 2 grand to give me from my own bank account, and she has to go double check with the manager, something is terribly wrong here. You know what I'm saying? So I just took that out, bro. And I was like, yo, bro, I better be taking out more money, every other week or something, because I just don't trust it at this point.
Yeah, no, but why we've been teach from our grandparents to actually save money? Why?
Smash the like
Because
buttons, guys. Smash the like buttons. Go ahead, Dev.
wh-
Sorry.
why we've been indoctrinated to actually save money, put it in the bank, put it in the bank. Why? Because the system was working, that
Saving
everything you
money, I'm telling you what, saving money is for people who are a little bit afraid. They're misers and they
no
don't want
no
to do anything. They just want to hoarder it and they're afraid to invest, to put it here, to do that, right?
yes, but that
Listen, you have to understand, you have to put money to work. You cannot save it. You are writing yourself, you're going down this road of poverty. You have to put it to work. But sorry, Deb, go ahead.
no, I'm just saying that the system is built on debt, right? All right, we agree. The government promise us that $1 or €1 is €1, and the other parties agree on that. But the trick here was like we've been taught to actually save money, put there in the bank. Why? Because for every euro, every dollar you put in the bank, they're entitled to lend 10 times that euro, right? They're entitled
Yeah,
to
yeah,
lend out 10 times your €1 that you have. So automatically, when the people in society decide to withdraw their money, they don't have that money. Their money are already lended out, you know?
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. No, I know, I get that. Yeah,
so
no, I hear
basically
you. And
yeah, go.
no, the problem with our parents and that came from a different generation is they just have outdated information. They mean well, save, go, do all these things, but that advice does not work in 2023. It just doesn't work. It may have worked back then. You know what I'm saying? But they never really experienced inflation the way we are. Right now, dude, I remember literally like if you talked about inflation, like say 5 years ago, that was like a taboo talk. Not many people were like onto that topic. Right now, with Bitcoin, we are forced to learn these things too. With crypto, we're forced to learn because it correlates on why this industry was created. So you know what I mean? Like we are forced to learn those things. And yeah, man, it just shows a lot, right? So what happened in that generation is not happening right now. And like if you're like me, I'm like what late 30s. I kind of grew up in this era of half old school, half new school, and it was literally like a fork I had to take. Either I go left and I listen to what my parents and everybody else was telling me, of what to do, or I go right and I try what to do, what my mind is telling me, what my research is telling me, what my finances telling me, what my heart's telling me, and I went the right, I went on the right, the right side of the road, right? I chose that road, but it was really, truly kind of harder, I believe, for people that grew up in my generation, because why? It literally was a split of old mentality to new mentality. I see a lot of my friends got caught up in that mentality. Oh, bro, no, I got to do it. And now they're learning and, they're trying to like do Amazon fucking businesses and shit now. You know what I'm saying? Like people who went to school, great education, fucking, oh, I'm working for the bank. They thought they were a head honcho. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's fine. Bro, you're just a fucking paid slave. You know what people like you do? People like you do go to school to work for people like me. You know, this paper doesn't mean nothing, bro. It's about the dollars. 100K, bro. Oh, I get 100K a year. Okay, 100K a year after taxes. What do you take home? Maybe about 60K, maybe about 70 if you're lucky. Then you're in debt. Then you gotta go, pay for bills. What I'm trying to say is, no matter what your salary is, it's probably just enough for you to get by. Whether that's 50K, 100K, that's 200K, doesn't matter. People match their expense with their income and their income with their expenses, and they don't know how to manage money, and they just end up, being fucking slaves working from check to check, and that's another thing that school doesn't teach outside of like what inflation really is, how it is developed, and how to manage funds, how money works. So the best way I could say is money's like energy, and you gotta put that to work, bro.
Yeah, and the monetary system has been created as an experiment. Is still an experiment that we are going through, and it's as any monetary system in our humanity has been always failed. Why? Because there is the greed, and the greed is coming from human. We are human. We are very greedy. That's why also the whole world is going in the direction that is going, because of the greed of the power people. But now we have, now in the past 10 years, and now people start to realize that we have a solution, that there is a cryptocurrency that is actually decentralized and doesn't have any centralized failure that you can have in a government or in a country. So
Bro, imagine if you're Satoshi Nakamoto and you're like, I'm gonna change the world. I'm gonna invent this new, software protocol, that's gonna change the world. But in order for it to change the world, it needs mass adoption. Why? Because you need miners, you need people to validate transactions, right? So people actually
yeah,
have to hook up all this shit. Dude, you ever like? I wonder if there was ever like the smallest amount of doubt in this man's mind, bro, when he was doing this. Because that's a tall fucking task, bro. Like, what's the odds of him actually creating this thing, coding it properly, and then letting it fucking take a life on its own and grow organically, bro? What was the chances of that ever happening? And here we sit in 2023 talking about Bitcoin and people coming into it and doing all these things based off of this man's invention, bro. That's crazy. Like to
Yeah,
me, that's fucking crazy, bro. How that one dude was able to change the entire landscape of this alternate
you know,
market, and have like a safe haven to go to, bro. You know, that's
for
pretty
sure. I mean,
spectacular.
to call it visionary is actually a very small word, because to arrive at that stage, which was like the biggest bank crisis in 2009, no, the Lehman Brothers crash, that was basically at that time that Bitcoin is coming to place. But actually, to actually being able to actually code it properly in a way that is completely decentralized at that time, and over time actually people embrace it as they embrace it today, and actually be the hot topic of what is going on in our system, and be the true gold value escape from the system that is scrambling, is going to shit, and being the solution on that still in today in 2023. Well, it's pretty remarkable. And again, to me, when we see all, because again, we need to be honest, in 2022 2023 there was a lot of things that could actually, if there was something that could crash Bitcoin, well, I think there was a lot of things, despite the million things that there was in the past 10 years. But 2022 2023, and now the regulation, and the Americans, that they try to attack cryptocurrency, they try to put the regulation, they try to put this, you have FTX failure, you have this failure, you have that failure, and still Bitcoin is trading today at 30K. If that's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
enough
yeah, yeah, exactly.
to actually
Dude,
give you the,
imagine if like they never really attacked it. Let's just say FTX never fell. Let's just say all these things have crashed it. All these going after these stable coins, going after Paxos. If that was never a thing, like closing all these crypto exchanges, imagine if that wasn't there, bro. Where would the price of Bitcoin be today? You know, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
no,
Like over 100K, over 100K, that's for sure. Just hold on. I want to go to the live chat for a second. So
yeah,
Crypro says, school just makes obedient slaves, all part of the overall system. If you look at most of the richest people out there, and it's not about being the most richest person in the world, but unfortunately or fortunately, depending on what perspective you look at, money fuels your lifestyle. Money dictates what you could do and what you can do. And if you need money to buy time, well, if you're buying time, that means that how you could do whatever you want with that time. You know what I'm saying? You got free time, is what I mean. So
well,
yeah, most of the richest people they didn't go through all that kind of stuff to Crypto's point. Hold on, you did leave a couple other messages here. Now add interest and tax and silly laws, travel restrictions, and restrictions on what you can own. The Western world is a shithole at the moment, Crypto says. Only way you can escape is to get filthy rich and buy your freedom. That's exactly it, bro. That's exactly it. Smash the like buttons, guys. Yeah, so listen, let's switch up the topic a little bit here.
yeah,
So now I'm seeing a lot of these sort of like headlines are surfacing. They're talking about Hong Kong banks. Okay, guys, I don't normally talk about, you guys know this. I don't really talk about world news, but this is important because you guys know how I roll. Fundamental analysis or news is what drives our market. It's not TA. Our market is easily manipulated. Our market is easily, attacked, right? Or you could call that a manipulative attack, meaning that how they put out FUD news and people will buy into it and it crashes, right? So what it really drives markets is fundamentals, okay? This market at least. Maybe one day TA will take over like it does with Stockwell and all that kind of shit. But right now, fundamental analysis matters, and you need to know what's happening, in your industry, global as well. This is a global industry, right? So let me just end that with that. But what I want to say is this. Hong Kong, I believe they're talking about Hong Kong banks are coming out and saying that how, hey, look, we are more than willing, are willing to support crypto companies and any sort of like crypto sort of like, like exchange or whatever that needs funds for their business. And now what they're doing, they're seeking an opportunity. They saw, Silvergate go down, Signature Bank go down, Silicon Valley Bank, all of these banks are going down. And they're like, okay, well, if that's what the case is, if these banks are failing, we're going to fill that void. And that's what China does best, bro. They would, they will seek out the opportunity for themselves, so to speak. And if that happens now, it's almost like shame on you for America, and I'll tell you why. America, literally, they've been on top of the world forever now, how many years? And they come to this point where they want to be the postman of the world. They want to tell you what you need to do with your money and what we need to do with our money. Like the biggest, dude, the most bullshit law ever is accredited investor law. You know, to be an accredited investor, which are people who have early access to, like, say, early stage funding or investments, which normally, are the safest bet because they get the cheapest price before everyone does. Okay, like Snapchat. Snapchat was selling for 0.001 cents. They went to round one to VCs, round two 0.0015, round three 0.00 whatever, and then they go to market, it's 14 cents. Right, so it's the safest bets there. But in order to invest into early phase or early stage investments, you need to be an accredited investor. You need to have X amount of money. Why? Because they're saying that how we want to protect you from any sort of failure. You know why that's bullshit? That's bullshit because I could walk into a fucking casino right now and put fucking 50 fucking grand on red. Okay, where's my protection there? If you care so much, why are there casinos then? But yet I can't put that same, even, 10 grand, a fraction of that 50 grand into an early phase investment in the stock world. That's why it's
Yeah, that's
bullshit.
that's a
And the
perfect
casino,
that
the profit goes to the government. So if you care so much about our money, why are there casinos
that's
open? Why
what
can't I go drop 50
but
grand?
but that's why the whole point. I mean, we can discuss many other different topics, but that's a perfect analogy. I mean, they use retail protection. We need to defend the retailers. See, in 7 years I didn't see one episode that SEC actually protect the investors. Not once. But why? They use this phrase, protect retails, because they cannot get a cut from your profit. So you have a possibility right now to have a blockchain that you can invest by your own, from your own wallet in a decentralized ways. They don't want that because they cannot have a cut from that. So they need to have a regulation in place to allow to make you register it in a formal way so they can get a cut from your profit, and they don't want you to actually make their own profit. They don't want you to make money, to be rich. They don't want you to be successful as an independent person. No, they just want you to suppress. They want you to get a cut on everything that you actually spent, and they actually want to know
Bro,
what you spent.
bro, if everybody was Elon Musk, we don't need the government.
That's
If
true.
everybody was like Musk, we don't need the fucking government. And they know that shit. No, Crypto, I didn't mean you going off a topic. I meant us. No, those were relevant to what we were discussing earlier with whole inflation and taking wrong advice from our outdated information parents. No, that's all fine. I wasn't speaking about you. That's all good. But yeah, no, this is another way you can look at it. Imagine for a second. Do smash the like buttons. Appreciate that. That the American government told you in, like, say, 2000 that the internet was bad and you can't use the internet because of whatever it is. It's terrorists are going to be on there, and terrorists are going to be kidnapping children and selling them online, right? Let's just say that was their excuse. Like, literally, that was the excuse for Bitcoin when it was being used in Silk Road, the dark web, right? I'm not saying that was a good thing or a bad thing, but it is what happened. Now, what they're doing there now is they are they're hindering the growth of their citizens, taking away that technology from them. Why? Because technological breakthroughs advance us as a society. We are advanced. We take leaps and bounds with technology. Most and all, if not most, all problems are solved through technological advancements. Not by protesting, not by yelling, not by doing this, right? Technological breakthroughs is what really catapults us forward. Okay. So for them to kind of like tell us that how this is bad, that is bad, and when it comes to cryptocurrency and blockchain, it's almost like telling us the internet is bad and you don't want us to advance. Imagine if they did that. How far behind would America be if they didn't have, if people wouldn't be able to use the internet in 2000, right? I think today we're all dependent on that. We make a lot of money from that. It streamlines our lifestyle, at least for me it does. And that's pretty much what they're doing right now. And China's like, all right, if that's what you want to do, then we're going to be the main players in this game. And this is literally could be the rise and fall of America, bro, straight up. And China's going to
It
probably
is.
be the next superpower. You know,
It is.
and this is where it's going. And I remember, bro, like, not too long ago, maybe like, I don't know, 10 years ago, China, Russia, sorry, they could have never threatened America. They could have never flirted in competing with them. Okay, everything now is like, oh, we don't want to start World War III. It's like, what the fuck are you afraid of? Like, everything is like, oh, we don't want to start World War III. I'm not talking about Ukraine. I'm just saying in general, like, they don't have the control they once did. They don't have the respect they once did from the world, and that's a problem. If you recognize this, you got to invest man, you got to put your money in other areas, bro, in other economies, other countries too. But that's another topic for another day.
That's for sure. There is a comment by Didi. I think I was talking about the retailers, protecting the retailers. But if we get scammed in the DeFi space, there is nobody to refund us. At least banks refund sometimes. I think regulation should apply also in DeFi. I agree
I
that
believe.
we
Go ahead.
no
Good question.
this
Thank
is
you for that question. Go ahead.
this is my point. We need to
Great
have
freaking comment. Go ahead, Dev. You
yeah.
answer it first. I'll go after.
The regulation is needed. Regulation is needed to protect, yes, us. Regulation also apply to actually have a clear route how the processes go and actually allow legitimate project to actually tackle the space. On the other hand, they also use regulation and protecting retailers to actually stop you to have access to something that if you're smart enough to actually be able to invest in opportunity that because you are in United States you don't have. And this to me is not a rule, or it is not a regulation that it is think through, because retailers should be able to actually access to the opportunity that they have as an investment. But I understand that sometimes it's difficult to find what is a scam and what is not, and then you get wrecked and there is nobody that you can call. I agree on that.
Yeah.
And that is where the regulation need to be actually work around. But
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. How about this? How about this? Read the comment again to me. For the question,
if we
please.
get scammed if we get scammed in DeFi space, there is nobody to refund us. At least banks refund sometimes. I think regulation should apply also in DeFi.
So I would say this. We've tried regulation for how many years now? Decades and decades and decades. We put our trust into these officials for how many decades and decades and decades, and they got us into a situation where we can't trust them anymore to make decisions for us. You need to make your own decisions for yourself. That's what controlling your own keys are. Okay, well, let's just put it like this. Let's just say we never had the luxury of controlling our own Bitcoin in our own hardware devices, and we were limited to exchanges. Look what exchanges did. You can't you need to hold yourself accountable for your own independence, for your own freedoms, and that does have accountability involved with it. Sure, if you were to lose your private keys, you lose everything too. Sure, if you were to invest into something and they rug pull, sure, that's on you. But that's how the world should be. The moment you start putting your trust and faith into corporations or government officials and entities, they have shown us that they are corrupt and they are criminal, and they will always disappoint you. So I'm okay living with betting on $100 on this project or $100 on that project and losing it or winning it, than betting on someone to make these decisions for me or to help me when I know they don't have me in their best interest. And this has been proven. This is all like look at the state of the economy. We are in a mess because of their poor decision making. So I don't need them to govern what I do with my money. No, bro. Hell fucking no. Okay? Who's going to govern the government? Human beings are evil, corrupt people. So and there's human error. So how do you replace that? With digital software technology that does not have emotions, that cannot be bribed, that cannot have personal self-interest to do something, for themselves and not for the masses. So like the whole regulation thing, that's not the way to go. We've
Yeah,
been
but
living
yeah,
listen, regulation to a certain degree, yes, but doing it for the sake of being saved by them, if
no,
something was to go wrong with the device,
no,
no, no,
yeah,
no. Regulation to a certain degree, yeah, but not in that manner. No, hell
but
no, hell no.
you know why also they always come with this line, we need to protect retailers. So they actually give you this line because they want you to believe that you need them. So if you need
Yeah,
them, they will have power on you. Bitcoin and cryptocurrency blockchain has been invented to make you accountable for the decision that you're doing, but also have the access of your own fund whenever you fucking want, and not call the banks and say, hey, I need my money. No, you can't. But And then they come
Yeah.
to you and say, yes, but we need a regulation because we need to protect you. I don't need your protection. I just need to be more
Yeah.
smart. Because if in our childhood we was teaching how this system was working properly, how the financial, how to be responsible, individual would be much more responsible. And because we didn't have these lessons, we was not indoctrinated in this way. Right now they're still using the lines, yes, but we need to
Bro,
protect you because if we're not there,
bro,
you're gonna lose all your money. Well, let me
bro,
get this responsibility.
bro. They can't even fucking regulate their own industry, their own economy. Never mind fucking DeFi. Look at the banks. The banks that fell, bro. It's not normal or natural, like to see a bank go bankrupt unless you're in Argentina
But
or some
that's
shit.
but that's not
But in
that's not
California,
but
but
yeah,
my point
that's
is
not
this.
bad
My
because
point is
then
this.
they bail you out.
I know, well, they bail you out too. But my point is this:
Yeah.
how did it get to the point of full-fledged bankruptcy in a split second? There are, it's a process for it to get there. When auditors come in, they're like, oh well, this number doesn't add up to this number. Your balance sheets don't add up to the deposits. Your withdrawals don't add up to your deposits. What's going on here? And then they look into it deep and they're like, oh, hey, look, something's wrong here. And before it goes to bankruptcy, these are the mechanisms in place to safeguard that. So now it's like, what was the auditors doing? So if you want regulation and they can't even regulate their own fucking economy, how the heck are they going to regulate crypto?
Yeah.
To
So
that degree. To that degree. So I'm talking
exactly.
about, yeah,
But
listen, I'm talking about regulation that's needed is, yes, do your taxes, do all those things, have specific rules and all these things in place, but don't tell me what I want to invest in and what I could invest in, what I can't invest in based off of you when I could walk into a fucking casino and drop 50 grand on fucking red. Okay? Don't fucking come with that crap. That's all I'm saying.
absolutely. But then again, we go back to so, we need to regulate it. We need to regulate how fast technology, cryptocurrency, AI, all these kind of things are moving. And look how much fast they are moving on parliament regulation, finding laws. This it's not a match that will ever happen because technology is moving so fast that they cannot keep up to actually regulate it. Because when you regulate these things, this is gonna happen these things, and then you're gonna always fall behind. So at some point, they need
Yeah.
to realize that crypto is here to stay. You cannot do nothing to stop it. And you not or embrace it and actually flourish with that, or you're just gonna go on your own all and just die as a country. Because America that it was 20 years ago is not the America that is today. The
You
freedom
know what
or
happened, right? The way America was built, okay, it was built based off of physical
immigrant.
presence. Well, that too, but I mean the economy. I shouldn't say America, but the New World. The way the New World was
Yeah.
built, they couldn't foresee computers. They couldn't foresee the internet. They couldn't foresee, blockchain. They couldn't foresee AI. They couldn't foresee all of these technologies 300 years ago. So the way it was built on, trade and barter. You want a tomato, I had a potato. You want a potato for a tomato? Okay, that's an equal trade. A watermelon for an orange, or for a bag of oranges, whatever. So it was developed for people to meet physically and trade. Now, when you have outdated laws like that, that's based off of an old ancient fucking time system, it gets disrupted by technology, and your laws can never move as fast as technology, especially crypto. Crypto is fucking moves how fast. You know what I mean? So you could try to combat it, you could try to restrict it, you could try to maintain your authoritative figure, all you want. But if you do that, if you don't disrupt yourself, meaning change some laws to favor technology, right? Because as I already said, we actually advance with technological breakthroughs. We solve problems with that. If you don't do it, guess what? Someone else is going to do it for you. Someone else like Hong Kong. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
that's what we're seeing right now. That's what we're
yes,
seeing
but
right
man,
now.
many other countries now they're realizing, that we don't need US dollar. We don't need all this regulation. And what I don't understand is like why you're so obsessed to regulate it something that you cannot stop it. I mean, you don't prefer to find a way to actually embrace it and to actually welcome people to actually work towards this technology that is going to be clearly the future because you tried to stop it for 10 years. You was not able. So why you are so obsessed on? Well, I know why, but why not acknowledge that and just say, okay, it's time to actually move forward. And as a country that we was always move on the forefront, well, let's get back to that point. So, in my opinion, we should. I wish that the United States and the US dollar was not so impactful in everything that we're doing in markets, in trades, in everything. But we are going through that direction because now you have power countries like Russia, Emirates, China's, and agreeing together and say bye bye to US dollars. And what is going to happen? Well, the America is not going to be the power that we was used to see.
Is there
And
is
it's
there a
definitely
Chinese is there a Chinese stable coin? The YSDC? No,
the
no, no,
yen,
no. There'll be
the yen.
the YUAN. Fuck. Whatever the hell. That's crazy. Let me go to the live chat here. So oh shit, sorry. We do have Poof Cop in the house. How's it going, Poof? Okay, so you read that one. Before the
But
US
yeah,
dollar
uh,
crashes, hold on. Yeah, before so Kuiper says before the US dollar crashes, they're not going to let it just die. They're going to do some crazy shit. Like I'll tell you what they're going to do, Kuiper. So literally, they're so head over heels into this whole debt thing. Trillions of dollars. You cannot repair it. You can't repair it. The only way to repair it is by doing one thing: is by replacing it. Okay, so you need to replace it with a brand new system. Okay, and what is that brand new system? It has to be their digital currency. It just has to be.
which
You
is
can
still
never
controlled
repair
by
this
them.
paper. Yeah, it's kind of like when you look at, like, say, fossil fuels, or sorry, cars that need gas, right? Gasoline-driven cars compared to electric. I think in about 20 years, you're not going to see any gasoline cars. It slowly fades away, and this is not going to happen overnight. But Fiat will slowly fade away. I think in July, is it America? What's it called? It's called Fed Now. They're doing their CBDC in July. Is when they could start it, right? Well, it's not going to happen overnight. When it starts, where you see this whole, like, everybody comes off of fiat, but it's going to slowly be integrated, kind of like credit cards, bro. People don't understand this, and I'm showing my age here. In the 90s or whatever it was, credit cards were like a new thing, and people were like, I don't want to use that thing. I'll use money. I'll use money to pay. And now credit cards slowly came where people don't even really use money as much, paper money, physically to pay. It's bank card or debit cards, right? Same thing with crypto. I go, okay, crypto is cool, but I'll use my this, whatever. People use crypto now, and at least the people I talk to, to make transactions. The same is going to happen with this. It's going to be a transition for sure, but they're going to replace the entire system with a digital currency
Yep.
for sure.
Yeah,
Smash the like
absolutely.
buttons, guys, if you're enjoying the
Smash those
conversation.
likes. Smash
What
those
else you got on
likes.
the table there, Dad, to speak about?
Good.
There's something else you wanted to
Yes.
speak about.
Let's switch a little bit topics. We could go over maybe again the Pulsechain and the PowerCity PortalX solution that we have. We was
Go
talking
ahead.
this morning.
I know
So
Crypro,
basically,
Crypro, Crypro really, I know Crypro's
Crappy.
all about that. Crypro, you can leave a comment on that too, Crypro. Go ahead, Dev. Power City.
Yeah.
So
No.
before
So
we start this, if we have any Pulse Chain people watching the replay or in the live chat right now, you guys probably know by now. I'm not really that much interested in anything other than Pulse Chain and Pulse X. Not to say that I'm not, inquisitive, or I wouldn't look into things. And I think this whole not Pulse City, Power City, seems to be a bit fascinating from an actual technological infrastructure framework standpoint. Not so much from the sacrifice phase right now. I think it's one for one. But go ahead, Dev.
yeah. So Power City. I mean, we was talking this morning about Power City and what is going to be beneficial for the Pulsechain ecosystem. And again, we start to dig inside a little bit more in the past few weeks. And yeah, indeed, is a true master house of application, all in one house. And Power City actual
What
Portal
about
X, which
the aggregator? Yeah.
yes, basically Portal X swap is a cross chain swapping connection with over 26 chains, which is actually tackling 60 plus taxes and offering more than 15,000 token options. So PulseX is not a breach; it's an aggregator, meaning that basically when the breach from Pulse Chain is gonna go live, you let's say your depending the community that you're in or the chain that you're in or the layer one that you're in, this can be Avalanche, it can be Phantom, it can be anything that you can imagine. Well, you with PowerCity, you're going to be able to actually select your token that you want to swap, and you want to, let's say you want to enter a Pulsechain ecosystem, and it's going to find you the best data, the best exchange possible to that token that you actually want to swap.
Is this
So
the PowerCity on Pulsechain? Are you talking about their aggregator?
this is PortalX swap.
PortalX. Gotcha. Okay.
Yes, this is PortalX swap. So basically, you just select the token that you actually want to exchange, and the change that you want to go inside. And this is cool. Why? Because we always talk about let's how we tackle other ecosystem, other layer one, and how they can you can say like come to Pulsechain or to Pulsechain, go to Phantom, and PortalX is pretty impressive in a way that the UI is pretty easy to use. You just with few clicks you can actually bring somebody from Phantom to Pulsechain and vice versa, and this will allow much more interoperability from different chains, and therefore you're going to have much more facility to bring people from the other chains to Pulsechain with just few clicks
Yeah.
without actually say let's pretend that there is a noob that you want to know, well, I want to buy Pulsechain, how I'm going to do. Well, you need to go to MetaMask, you need to go to Unity, then you have to sell it, then you have to bridge it. Well,
Yeah.
this PortalX is pretty awesome for that. With few clicks, it's just gonna find you the best.
So basically, what you're trying to say there is with PortalX in PowerCity, which is a decentralized application built on top of Pulsechain, or going to be built, or already built, I don't know.
It's already live. It's a cross-chain swap.
Okay, it's already live. Great. So what they're going to be doing is they're offering a solution for people who are on other blockchains, okay, community members, investors, whatever, who would like to have a streamlined way of entering the Pulsechain ecosystem. Yeah, in terms of maybe they wanted to invest into Pulsechain or PulseX, use the exchange. I don't know. Is that what it is? So if you're on Phantom, if you're on Ethereum, if you're on Polkadot, if you're on whatever it is, Matic, all these other chains, and you could literally connect to what's it called, PortalX, and PortalX will connect you to Pulsechain. Is that what you're saying?
Connect to PortalX. PortalX actually allow you is an aggregator, meaning it's gonna go fetch the best rates for yourself without you scouting all different dexes across different layers ones and different blockchains. So that solution is gonna basically just okay. I mean, Phantom, and again, we are talking about high liquidity pools, not small liquidity pools, because otherwise you're gonna have
Approximately how much? How much liquidity pools? Like how much money in it? You think?
I think that you need to actually swap with tokens that they're not token with 1,000 liquidity pool. You need to have at least a few 100,000 liquidity that can actually give you a good price and a good deals to
So
actually swap.
okay, so that's all fine. I want to go to the live chat here and just read some what Big Kim has said. So that's fine. So we're talking about how to get into Pulsechain. We're talking about the sacrifice phase before you got into Pulsechain, right? PulseX sacrifice, you got into PulseX. PortalX over here, if you're in other blockchains, you could get into Pulsechain, right? But how about getting out? And that brings us to chill. That brings us to Big Kim's question here, or how to cash out, and he got some $3 doing this. You know what I mean? That's the real question, right? So all like the bridges to get out off ramp is pretty much going to be the one that people are interested in the most. So are PowerCity, are they offering such things?
As soon as the bridge is gonna go live, because it's an aggregator, meaning it's gonna go call the bridge from Pulsechain, and then it's gonna give you the option to get it out. But as long there is no bridge, there is no get it out. Maybe in the future it's gonna be on ramp. Yeah, but it's true. It's true.
I know. I fucking know this.
It's true.
That's what I'm laughing, bro. I laugh at the truth. It's so true. It's funny. That's what you know what I'm saying. It's so true. It's funny. But this is what I was expressing before.
Yeah,
it's like, bro,
this argument could have been when other chains open up, like when Solana opened, when Phantom opened. We had the same starting point.
That's not true. That's not true. You know why? Because you could go to Binance and sell Solana. Yeah. You could go to Binance and sell Solana. So
yeah, but who say that they will not have who say that you don't have a centralized? You will have. You have MXC is gonna be probably
maybe with like fucking with like 10,000 liquidity, 10,000 trading volume, maybe. I would say this. Pulsechain, yeah, I could definitely see them go into an MXEC, and there might be some volume there. But there's a lot of people that don't trust millions of dollars with MXEC. I'm just saying, now with Solana and all these other chains out there, there was ways to get on. Yeah, you
I
could have done
agree.
that. Hold on, there's
Yes.
legitimate bridges as well that developed over time. Now, I do believe there'll be legitimate bridges being developed over time, or maybe in a short period of time, when Pulsechain goes live. But if they don't have any, mofos are fucking screwed. Well, mofos are locked into an ecosystem. That's all I'm saying. Because
Yeah.
do not expect Pulsechain to go on any major exchange. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Why? Exchanges don't like it that 90% of the supply is in some wallet. They don't like that shit. So it will never go to tier one exchange. Never, ever, ever. I hope it does, but it isn't going to. That's why Hex isn't there. Now, I'm not saying that we need them, but that's a good place to fucking liquidate. That's all. So now we have to ask ourselves the question: if it's not going to be on major exchanges, if people don't really trust exchanges like MXCC with a couple mil, 100,000, whatever, they might send 2K there or something to cash out. Cool, but that's not really scaling. So what does it really boil down to? It boils down to a legitimate bridge. So yeah, that is fucking needed. They have to build one,
No,
and I think he
100%.
is. So
But no, I mean, I think if you're arriving at the end tail of the V3, and then hopefully in these coming days is going to drop the V4. If we are still speaking, hopefully we're going to build a bridge. I think they are already. We see the Bulls chain bridge. The V3 has been dropped. Is working on the testnet. So I mean, I would be very shocked if after 48 hours there is no bridge. That's meaning that you know
wow,
what
but
value you would have if you don't have a bridge, if you don't have a true value from Ethereum chain that you can bridge it inside. What is the fucking purpose if you don't have a
Thorchain,
bridge?
Thorchain. Somebody said Thorchain. Yeah, I think they got like some bridge or something. But bro, it's like you told me I wouldn't be surprised. Like when what was that V3 came out and he was like doing the tweet. You're like, bro, I would be surprised if there's a V4. Did you say that?
When me?
Yeah, some shit like that. And here we sit talking about a fucking V4 and then a V5. But
Yeah,
anyways,
no,
don't
no,
be surprised about anything, bro. Like,
yeah,
well, put it like this. I guess you're in for a big surprise in 48 fucking hours. If that's what you're telling
yeah.
me. It's just not
So
gonna happen. Okay.
there is a question on the chat from Blue Sleeve. You don't have to sell off your PulseX and Pulse, but rather mint or a stable coin. Is that how Power City works? Power City has different application on. It's not just one solution. That does work also with liquid loans, which is the fourth called liquidity, and they have this protocol called Earn, which not in details. I didn't dive inside in details, but they offer like 5 different solutions, which is one or two to actually not sell your Pulsechain or PulseX. But then again, ask Francis how much he like to actually fuck with stablecoin and
Who me? Oh, if I
yeah,
like to fuck, what do you mean fuck with them? Stablecoin. Oh,
yeah,
with new stablecoins?
yeah. You're gonna actually
Fuck
meet.
no, bro.
No, you basically with PortalX, Power City, you actually have different 6 applications. Which one we just talked about it. Another one is the Power City Core, which is the Power City Core is the staking platform in the center of the ecosystem, and then you will have the Earn protocol, which is an immutable decentralized lending protocol specifically for PulseX and Pulsechain, zero interest and repayment scheduled. And then you have the Amplify application, a custom front end built to earn liquid loans and liquid lending protocols. And then you have the Accelerator,
Time
which
out,
is
time
the
out, time out. Let me say
wait,
something here. Just
I'm
smash it
almost
like.
finished. Yeah,
Go
I'm
on, go on,
almost
go on.
finished. Is the Accelerator, which is accelerate your yield and DeFi by claiming and redeployment earning token for increased reward. So you have
Okay, let
different
me see.
options on board.
Yeah, let me say this. Um, you know, Power City looks good. I got to give them that. They got these things already built. They're offering all these things. But for me, it's like I'm like this is not. I'm not targeting them when I say this. I'm just saying in general. You're seeing a lot of like apps will come to market and like, oh well, the use case for our token. I'm not saying this is them. The use case for our token is to stake it. You need to stake it. And that's our use case. Or we do lending and borrowing. It's just like a half-ass excuse to have a fucking project. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, I'm not saying that's Power City. I do like Power City in terms of if they're already completed their development, that's great. I think that how they're trying to offer something that actually will be needed. The aggregators, all these things. But when it comes to staking and loaning and all that fucking gay shit, bro, I don't get involved into that. I don't know about you guys, but I'm here to bank fucking coin. Okay, I'm here to be profitable. right? That's what I'm here for. So that's what I'm primarily focused on. And whatever it takes to do that in a legitimate way, I'm going to have to do. Now, I don't think I'm going to get too involved into staking and lending and borrowing and new fucking liquidity, the new stable coin. Oh, it's a clone of, it's a fork of liquidity or whatever the fuck it's called. I don't give a shit. I don't care about that. I'm looking to maximize gains, bro. That's all I care about. And I will do
Yeah,
that. So those.
but people like this shit. Like
How about this?
farming.
How about this? How about this? You guys go ahead and fucking stake and lend and borrow, lock up your fucking tokens, so that way now we got that off the market when I own all of mine, and when all of those tokens are off the market and the price is going up, I'm gonna dump on y'all. How about that? I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You guys go stake and lend and borrow, lock up your tokens, and pop my back stream when I own all of it. And when it goes up, I'll dump on it. And when you guys try to come to sell, it's like, oh fuck, I missed the top. Go ahead, go ahead. People like me will be laughing.
I think it's gonna be a lot of interesting time. There is so many variables and dynamic that is gonna happen. It's something that has never been done in this scale. So there is a lot of question and a lot of fuckeries ahead of people that they will try to do things they don't even know what they're doing. But it's interesting to say the least. But until we don't have the mainnet, I mean, we can stay here and preach and say and whatever we want to say it. I mean, it's
Look,
just
look. What's his name here? Sorry. So Besot, thank you for joining Besot. He says people love farming. Yeah, no, it's true. There's a contingent of crypto fanatics out there who love a good yield farming. That's for sure. And to be honest, I've actually made some really good fucking money off of yield farming. I forget the exact figure, but it was like I don't know, really good, but it was like about 25K. With a
base protocol.
rebase one with base. Remember that? Yeah, that was pretty cool. And then I'll give you guys a tip. The best part of yield farming is in the early phases. If you're getting it real early, right? Like the first few, like maybe the first week or so, is always the best. But that's if you want to take that route. At least in my experience, not financial advice. That's what I've experienced. And normally the first week or two, is the most profitable. But again, I'll give you guys an example. Like when you're yield farming, you could have one-sided. It could be like 70% of the other side and 30% of the other side, and that could work for you or against you, depending on what people are buying or selling. When you're a provider, that's all. And again, like what Crypto and everyone was saying, and even yourself, it's like this is something that's new. I don't want to pretend like if I've already been here before experiencing this whole pulse chain launch and deployment of all this new shit going on. I want to really analyze things, know what game I'm playing, and understand what other people are doing so I could put my fucking make the first chess move, after them. That's all. It's a chess game with this for me. For me,
Yeah,
I want to see what bridges are there. I want to see when bridges are there. When bridges are there, I want to see people use it first, and if they actually were able to use it in a good way, if it didn't get exploited, if it didn't get hacked, if the funds got stuck. Like there's a lot for me to oversee first. Just me personally
yeah.
when I'm doing my fucking
And,
money.
it's gonna launch only one time. This, so I think it is worth to actually be patient and to actually make decision when you're secure that and it's safe to actually make that decision, because Bullchain is gonna launch one time,
Let,
and
let me
then
ask the people in the live chat this question. Do smash the like buttons, guys. Um, if you had $150,000 invested into Pulsechain and PulseX, so like 50K in PulseX, 100K, sorry, 100K in PulseX, 50K into Pulsechain, that's 150K. If it does 10x, right, a modest 10x, and there is liquidity there, there's a bridge to get out, all that shit, what would you guys do? Would you guys sell it all for $1.5 million profit, or would you let it ride? I want to hear from you guys. Once again, the question is this: if you had 150K invested into Pulsechain and PulseX, it does a modest 10x. Would you guys cash out that 1.5 million? Or are you going to let it ride? What are you going to do? Go ahead, Dev.
you ask me or you ask the people.
No, no, no. I said no. Go ahead. I think I interrupted you again. Yeah, I'll go to the live chat
Uh,
soon.
yeah, well, yeah. Look, they're already coming in the result of your token.
Yeah, yeah.
We got Bezos outsell 10%, so you're gonna get out what you put inside, and at least you are free. You're free
Ronnie's
to
like,
ride.
fuck that. Ronnie's like, yo, fuck that. I'm selling half of it and I'm buying myself a house with half of it and I'll keep the other half to ride. I like that. I like that, Ronnie. I like that, Ronnie. Bestcott
Yeah,
says to sell 25%. Yeah, okay, cool. Look at Thomas. Thomas is like, screw that, bro.
75.
75%. I'm taking that million and I'm going on to fucking, I don't know, Tahiti with a bunch of bitches on an island. Okay, I hear you. I hear you, Thomas. So I like to see those responses. You know why? Because that tells me you guys are smart. Any smart investor, okay, will take profits, especially right now, because we don't know what the future brings. Now, I believe, and I'm sure many of you guys do as well. I imagine, with those responses, you guys are smart. That Pulse chain will be much more profitable than a 10x in about 2 years after launch. Maybe less, right?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want to sell it all. But to hear your response, you guys align with my psychology. Yes, if it does 10x, even a 5x, you should take some profits. So I'll tell you what I might do. If it does do a 10x, I might, if there's ways to cash out on the work and bridges and all that things are there, I might take about 10%, maybe 15. 10 to 20% is what I'll take. You know,
Yeah,
why
it's a
not?
safe. Normally, we always use this rule: take off what you put inside, and you at least you have free risk.
I don't believe in
Whatever
that
is
rule.
gonna
I say
happen.
fuck that rule. Fuck that rule. I take double of what I put inside so I can actually say I made money. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Because,
yeah.
okay, let's just say I take 150 and then I gotta wait so long. Let's just say for whatever reason, God forbids this happens, but what I think Pulsechain is going to do in 2 years doesn't do it. And I'm in for a big fucking wah, wah, wah. At least I could say I made money by taking out double instead of just wasting my time and energy for fucking, 4 years. 2 years of waiting for it to go live, then 2 years of it going live. 4 years later, I'm even more fucking bald, more gray, got nothing to show for it other than fucking that. So I'll take
Yeah.
double my money. you know?
There is crap that say a lot of people have put their full net worth into Pulsechain ecosystem. There is gonna be a lot of happy people, or people are gonna kill themselves.
I would say this, bro. I'll tell you, man, this is in my experience, but I don't think this is going to happen with Pulse Chain. But in my experience, the ones that you think are going to do the most end up not doing the most. And the ones, but don't get me wrong, you could nail some too, but the ones that you think are going to do the most returns don't normally do it. But I think this one's a little bit different, and that's why I was
I
willing to make a 150K bet on it. You know what I'm saying? Brought to you by
no,
Skin in the Game. This
I
live stream
I
brought to you by Skin in the Game.
I agree, and as I say already before, I think on the launch, there's gonna be a lot of people selling, and a lot of people that they are so broke that they would even sell it at an even price, even if he hit a second front price, they will take it, because that's I see it over and over and over and over on different investments. People don't, they are so impulsive and they don't think, oh, I
Hey,
wait
hey,
2 years.
that's
I
an,
just
hey,
need
why don't you make an app? Make an app. Call it Impulsive. Get it?
impulse.
I
Yeah.
like that app. That's a good app. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So the game here is going to be how many people that didn't sacrifice, that they have money, they have liquidity, are willing to actually buy inside because they actually believe that this is going to do good. So depending on the amount of people that they're going
What
to be as a,
Pulse Chain will do good. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, for Pulse Chain. And as we see, an average of layer one is about 400x, 500x, the average. So if people believe in that, and there is people that they actually have the money, I'm saying millions and millions in capital, that they actually believe in this, and they actually go inside in Pulse Chain ecosystem of Richard, well, then we're gonna see an interesting buy pressure, but it's a bit so we'll see. I mean, I'm not expecting anything from the get-go. We'll see how it is gonna ride it out.
Fabio says, what does he say there? Sorry. Um, Hodl, Pulse, and Pulse X. Um, Pretty dope. I can see it doing well on Pulse. Was that Tetra? What is Tetra? I never heard of them.
Tetra,
Tetra.
Tetra.
So Bestcott says, yeah, a lot of us just put in hex gains that are that are way up anyways. Pretty much free money. Yeah. I know there's a lot of people too. They did get into hex, during the bull run. I think it was at whatever 40 cents, 50 cents, and obviously, just like everything else is down right now, you know. But I want people to remember this too. It's like, I get that a lot too, right? We did some pre-sales in the bull run, and a lot of them did good. Some of them didn't do that good. But that's investing, right? And people will look at back at it and be like, "Yo, they're down by like so much." But I'm like, bro, well, let's look at the overall market. Everything's fucking down. Bitcoin was at what, 64 fucking K. Bitcoin's at what, 30K now.
Yeah,
Dude,
but
that's
we are we are
100%.
yeah, but
That's fucking
yeah,
from
but
1 to 30 is yeah. Go ahead, go on,
we
go on. Yeah.
we are talking that the top crypto dump in every cycle between 85 and 95%. The top. We're speaking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, the top. So I
Yeah,
always
but
felt very surprised when people they come and they say, yeah, but look, it dumped 99%, a token, a project
yeah,
that
yeah.
was supposed to do good. Fuck, you already invest in a very high risk, the highest volatile crypto assets in
Bro, it's not
history.
even that.
And then
It's
you
not even that. It's not even that though. The problem is this. They do lazy fucking reporting to make themselves feel better. I'll tell you why. Okay? It's like you're watching CNN, you want to take a clip here, a clip there, a clip there, a clip there, and then make a video about it and make someone look bad. Like Andrew Tate. Clip here, oh, this guy's a fucking bad guy, misogynist, whatever. Okay, cool. That's the same thing that they're doing. You know why? Because they're missing out the point that I can't help it if we got scammers running fucking FTX exchange that could have ruined the entire fucking market. I can't help it that we got Terra Luna, fucking fraudster, doing his little Ponzi scheme, getting people to buy it, then fucking up the market. I can't help it when banks fucking fail and then fuck up the market. That's the reasons on why we fucking fell. Terra Luna was the first one, right? Obviously, we did a correction from like 64K to like, what was it? 50 maybe 47ish, and then Terra Luna came and it went down, and then FTX came, then it went down even more to like 17K to back to where we are today. So those are the reasons on why, for the most part, the overall markets went down. Sure, that some investments do better than others. Yes, absolutely. That's why it's called investing, right? But don't be mistaken with, that's the only thing that went down and everything else went fucking up. It's quite the opposite. Every motherfucking thing got chopped in half. Down fucking 70%, 50%, all that shit. Welcome to crypto. As I was warning people in the fucking bull run, time the fuck out. Okay, guys, in the bear market, take your profits right now because it will come. Nobody wants to listen. So, again, bear market won't last forever either. A bull run will come, and people need that sort of experience under their fucking belt. But they forget. People forget so easy, bro. They're not going to really learn from their mistakes in the past. I'm telling you, most people wouldn't. They're not. They're gonna go. They're gonna have to endure that again. Unfortunately, and I can't tell you guys this: the next bull run very well might be the last mega gains we ever see. The last ever mega. You look at all emerging industries, bro, like the internet, but I'm telling you, there's a window of opportunity to make so much fucking money. Ridiculous, silly gains. You put in $1,000, you could get back 100K, 100x type of gains. It's called the law of diminishing returns, is what it's called. Over years and years and years and years, it gets regulated, it gets healthy, it gets the foundation is built, and then you don't get that crazy wild west gains anymore. So you better learn fucking fast, learn quick, fail quick, learn fucking fast, and iterate on the fly, moving fucking forward, so you can position yourself for for optimal gains. That's all I'm saying. And don't let your feelings get the best of you, and you have to justify why you didn't do nothing wrong because of to make yourself feel better momentarily. Okay? Learn from it. Don't fucking make the same mistake twice and go make money, because the next bull run very well might be your last fucking time to make silly gains. After that, not to be mistaken with, you cannot have a full-fledged business on the blockchain. You can, but don't expect $1,000 is going to give me 100K. Those days are going to be gone, bro. Everything,
yeah.
nothing lasts for fucking ever. You got to adapt to change and adapt to your environment. Okay? The survival of the fucking fittest. Could you
You,
adapt to your environment? Like what Alex says, the ever changing winds of the crypto markets. You guys gotta hear this guy's voice, bro. He's right out of like fucking Game of Thrones. Like one of those old school fucking prehistoric guys. But go on, Dan. Yeah.
there is Beza that is actually saying a very good comment, and I use it that as a selling point. When everyone is happy and saying insanely bullish stuff, it's time to take profit. And this is so true, but on two
Exactly.
sides, when everything is bearish and everything is saying that it's going to zero, they're going to regulate it, Bitcoin is going to zero, and when what anybody is talking about, well, that's time to buy it. When all a random person that you didn't meet for the past 10 years and you encounter and they say, did you buy Shiba Inu, did you buy the token, this is gonna moon,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
time,
yeah.
that's the exact time that you need to get a fuck out and run, because
Bro,
that's the top.
bro. People thought I was fucking crazy, bro. Like those who are close, like the team and all, they know what I was doing. But bro, man, my biggest holding was stable coin. In the fucking in the ball. Like when I say, like, yes, I had my Bitcoin, I have my Ethereum that I never touched for fucking 20 years. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm gonna give it to my kids. Like that's theirs, right? Fuck cash in the bank and all these things. Hopefully, we could get properties and shit like that and businesses, whatever. All those are assets. But my point was this: in the fucking bull run, bro, my portfolio was stacked in fucking stable coin, bro. We came to the point where like when that fucking crash happened with those with FTX and even before that Terra Luna, dude, it made me look really fucking good. And I remember it was Luigi. Luigi was like, "Holy fuck, broski!" Now I know why. Because he knew I was holding stable coin. Because, bro, the bull run was here for so fucking long. How long was it? Like a year, bro. Almost a whole fucking year, bro. Dude, it was the longest bull run ever. And what am I trying to say is nobody knew when it was going to fucking end, but all I knew was it's overdue. It's been going on for too long, and if it was to end tomorrow, I don't want to get decimated and have my net worth like I would have been like a Russian oligarch. What do I mean? One day I'm a fucking filthy rich, then the next day it's like fucking sanctions comes to me, and then I don't got no more money. You know what I mean? Like how the world locked off all these Russian oligarchs with
Yep.
the war, right? When the fucking bear market started kicking, a lot of people were Russian oligarchs. One night they're rich, the next day their fucking net worth is slashed in fucking half. So yeah, man, and it worked out really nice, and that's me going off of my past fucking experience. So make sure you guys learn from that shit. That's all.
No, no, I think that we are in a different time. I mean, a very, very different time in a world that is so uncertain. There is so much going on, and the positive things that Bitcoin and crypto is still here, and not only here, but is at 30K. And the positive things is that we have banking positive, I would say, for crypto. There is banking tumbling, and there is all this recession and wars and all these kind of things that could actually drive down the price. And instead, we see a rising price on Bitcoin that finally, hopefully, people will realize that it is a solution. It is a possibility to actually deposit something. I'm saying also for big institution that will actually, find finally a way of the actual
Yeah,
digital gold
I'll
that it was
tell you. I'll
supposed
tell
to
you
be.
why was it harder for people to accept their reality. Number one, and their reality was they're living in a false fucking reality. Meaning like they put so much trust and faith and love into their government, right? That they just believe what they said. Go get a good job. Go work hard. Save your money. Everything will be okay, right? And people were in denial, okay? And then when they turn on the TV, the media, Bitcoin is down, and the banks are going out of business, and crypto exchange has failed, and they're trying to make Bitcoin look so bad, where the same people who are pretty much indoctrinated into the system believe what they hear on TV. So now it makes it harder for them to accept the reality that they got fucking scammed, and that everything that they were told was a fucking lie from the same people that they loved and trusted, which was the government, which was the educational system that impoverished them. Okay, so when you see people actually owning up that inflation is a real thing, Bitcoin is a real hedge, and I'm in a shitty position. That's when you see them crawl out of this fucking hole and really start to re-educate their brains on what the system really is. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it was taking a little bit longer than it really needed to, is because it was they were weaponizing it, and it was a war on fucking Bitcoin and this economy, info wars, an information war, right, through the media outlets feeding people wrong disinformation, purposely embedded disinformation to sway them away from the fucking truth. And that's it. So that's the reason why it's taken much longer, is because people thought they knew what they were doing. They thought they knew the world that they lived in. They thought they knew the system that they're contributing towards. But when they realized one day they woke up, it's like, put like this. I look at my mother, bro. My mother literally did everything she should have done. She got an education. She worked extremely hard. She was really good with money. She saved. And she's still like at fucking 65 paying off her fucking mortgage, catching her ass, living like a poor woman when she should actually be well fucking off. So, and it's like people waiting when they could retire. And when you get to that point and you're sleeping one day and you wake up the next morning and your eyes go like this, you're like, fuck, I just got scammed. When you're like fucking like 80 some. You know what I mean? So a lot more
Absolutely.
people are realizing this, and it's the younger generation that's realizing this. Why? Because they're not that dependent, like the older generation, on mainstream media, on TV. A lot of people use the internet, and like there's alternate fucking media resources from there to educate them on the actual facts of the situation. So that's definitely a huge part of it too.
No, absolutely, and it is a finally good thing. I mean, realizing that and seeing your parents that actually follow uh, on the letter the system and what it was being told to actually do in order to be what they was promised us to be, and then you see the exact example that they follow it, the all 45 years of work ending up in a situation that is worse than they ever been.
Yeah.
Well, that's your real wake up reality of what the system has been designed to. So do you want
Yeah.
to follow the same step, or do you want to actually wake
Dude,
up and
dude,
make the
again,
change?
again, 10 years ago, if you were telling the elders or just people even that government corruption is a real thing, that in like the dollar's devalued, fiat currency, it's broken promises, bro, they would be like, what the fuck are you doing? Stop watching YouTube videos, stop watching these documentaries. Like, they would think you're fucking crazy. But right now, today, the consensus agrees that that is the fucking truth. So if we have identified that, we have established that we are living in a corrupt fucking society that's run by corporate crooks, thugs in suits, then what are we going to do about it? Because before, we had to try to convince you guys that this was real. And I'm talking about, the elders, the older generations, or even people that, that are just fucking consumed in their day-to-day life trying to survive. They don't got time to educate themselves on the reality of the situation. So even people that are born in your, generation don't believe this at one point. But now the consensus, the majority of the people do. So what do you do about it now? What, you're just too fucking lazy to make change? Like, literally, again, you could go protest, you could stand in front of the fucking Capitol Hill, in front of the White House, you're not going to get anything done. Look what Satoshi did. It goes back to what we were discussing earlier. Technological breakthroughs makes changes. Using Bitcoin, blockchain. Okay, let's just say that how a bunch of Satoshis, like dudes like Satoshi in 2008, weren't happy with the corrupt system and they want to go protest in front of the fucking penthouse or the or whatever the fuck it's called. No, the Pentagon.
What
you know?
difference it would have made? What difference it would have made?
Nothing. But today, fast forward fucking 14 years later in 2023 after 2009, bro, we're talking about we have a real cushion, a real alternate economy to go with, right? Why? Because of a technological breakthrough, and it comes down to
It's
that.
true, but it's also the fact, that society are supposedly the one that elect those people, that actually they run, they make those rules, they run this system, and realizing that you're still going in the street to protest you and say, yeah, this I'm not agree with this, I'm not agree with that, does change something that the underlying main fact doesn't give a fuck about you. Doesn't You are just a number on society. You are not a person, you
Yeah,
are not a valuable, you
yeah,
you don't have nothing. You're just a number that we need to control it. In order to control it, you need to be a slave. To be a slave, you need to be
yeah,
poor and in debt. Follow those rules,
exactly.
and then you're a good guy.
The people here, right? I like this is what it is. The reality is for most people is, well, they don't think that we still live in a slave world. Because they say we're free, we can do what we want. Okay, if you can do what you want, then why don't you go fuck off to fucking Italy for fucking 6 months, or do what you want, because you can. Most people can't. They gotta go to work. And my point is this: well, okay, slaves. They'll say slaves were locked up and they couldn't do nothing, and they were told when to eat and this and that. Okay, fine, but what do you do when you go to work? You're locked up, and then they give you this fucking check that you get that you could cash out for fucking for money. Then you go and you pay your bills. Then you go you buy your food. Then you pay your gas payments, the car payments, your gas, your mortgage, and by then you're broke again. So they give you this fucking this check, and then you cash that out, and then you got to go back to work again. So the check is the fucking is the way to enslave you. You know
They
what I'm
give you the
saying? So you
illusion.
run out of money. Is my point.
They give you the illusion that you're free, but you're not free. Slavery has been changed, and technology has been advanced. Now we are slave by technology and the system that has been evolved around this technology. So the slavery that you had 40 years ago, 50 years ago, is a different slavery that we have today, and people don't realize that, or they start to realize that. So as long as we don't wake up as a society, we actually move our ass and say we are in control. We can be in control of our decision, but we need to have the balls to actually do some action and to take control of our rights. And as long as we don't do that, and we still believe that our vote counts, because um, w-
Bro, I don't
our
even vote.
No,
I don't fucking vote. I don't
me neither.
fucking vote,
Because
bro.
it doesn't change the shit. It doesn't change the shit. If you still believe that your vote changed something, you're delusional because it doesn't change. Doesn't matter which party you're gonna vote. It's not gonna change your living, is your future, your family. It's not gonna change. You have to think for yourself, for your family. Nobody's gonna think about that for you.
Exactly. Exactly. What can I say, man? It was a good conversation. Any other questions? Let us know right now. But that was a good conversation there. Talked about a couple different things. Bitcoin's price going up. I don't know about
CPI
if it's
going
going
up.
up. How much? Yeah,
No,
CPI going up, Bitcoin going up. Looks like interest rates are going to sort of like retrace back to normal fucking numbers. We'll see. And I think the future is always going to be bright. It's just a matter of you realizing and understanding what game that you're playing, because a lot of you guys don't really understand the game that you're playing, whether that's with investing or the world that we live in. But I know there is a handful of you guys that do know that. So once you understand the rules and the laws to that game, then you can win. If you don't understand the rules and the laws, how the fuck are you going to win? You need to understand what you're doing, and that's all I gotta say. That's always been my message. And yeah, so that's all I got for y'all. Dev, anything?
no, I think we did cover. It was a nice conversation. Thank you very much. Thank you everybody to join, and catch you up the next time. Sayonara.
See y'all. Thank y'all for joining, guys. Catch y'all in the next one. Till then, you're on your own. Later.